It's Thursday, January 29th, 2026, and Ukraine had a great night. I've been looking forward to a day like this for the last week or two. It's been a long time since they had a really great night. But let's look at what happened. Okay, Ukrainian air defense position, possibly a Patriot SAM, shot down a Russian Su-34 over the Black Sea, not far from the Ukrainian coast. The crew was killed. I guess that the Russians probed the Ukrainian air defense capabilities in that sector, and they found out. So that's where the Su-34. We know of one that was definitely a shot down, potentially two, and it looks like it's a second, but I'm not 100% on that. And more than that. Okay. Conflicting reports claim Russia may have lost a Su-34 and possibly a second jet, with incidents variously reported in the Kursk region or near Odessa. So what I just showed you in the map was Odessa. Some Russian sources alleged a Patriot air defense system was involved in that. Maybe it was. I just don't know. Ukrainian air defenses have reportedly shot down two Russian military aircraft in a single day. This is a big win. It's been a long time since they've shot something down. Here's the Kyiv Post talking about it. I say this: Ukrainian air defenses might have shot down two Russian military aircraft in a single day, including one destroyed over the Black Sea. The Su-34 is a twin-engine supersonic fighter bomber designed to deliver guided bombs, cruise missiles, anti-ship weapons. Initial reports of one shootdown came from Russian pro-war channels rather than Ukrainian officials. Andriy Koloveno, I'm really screwing up the name, Andriy Kovalenko, head of Ukraine's Center for Countering Disinformation, said the losses involved in one Su-34 and one Su-30 multirole fighter, not two Su-34s initially reported. Each jet is estimated to cost tens of millions of dollars and requires highly trained crews that are difficult to replace. So that's from the Kyiv Post, and then Euromaidan Press is also reporting Ukraine reports destruction of Russian Su-30 fighter and Su-34 bomber on 29 January. General Staff confirms one aircraft loss, bringing Russia's total to 435 since February of 2022. 435 airframes knocked down or blown up or destroyed or whatever. I mean, it's pretty significant over the course of the 3 days special military operation, right? So we're confirming the Su-34. We're not sure exactly about the Su-30, but it seems probable. Then we see this: Ukraine's general staff confirmed strikes on Russian 1L-119 Nebo SVU radar station in occupied Limaravinka in Luhansk region. The military said the radar system is valued at around 100 million. That's a pretty expensive radar system. Ukrainian forces also struck multiple drone control points on top of that. So on top of the two planes, then there's this, and then multiple control points. In addition, an ammunition depot was hit near temporarily occupied Vasilivka in Zaporizhia region, and reduce Russia's offensive potential. Okay, so that was a lot of hits. Good night, great night, actually. Okay, now I saw this last night, and I was just shocked. This is Donald Trump, supposedly on Truth Social. I went out to Truth Social to try to verify this, and I'm looking at his Truth Social and working my way through the feed, and I couldn't find this. Maybe he deleted it, but okay. I just finished speaking by telephone with President Vladimir Putin of Russia. The call lasted approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes. We discussed the attack on Russia's docked airplanes by Ukraine and also various other attacks that have been taking place by both sides. It was a good conversation, but not a conversation that will lead to immediate peace. President Putin did say very strongly that he will have to respond to the recent attack on the airfields. But the planes, like the first one, the Su-34, wasn't in the airfield. That was in the air by near Odessa, it seems. And the other one was somehow near Kursk, but that could have been an airfield. I don't know. But the response to that, Adam Kinzinger, he was a former Republican congressman, said, Putin just attacked and murdered civilians on a train, yet Trump is mad Ukraine hit military planes? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, that shouldn't be your calculus. Okay. Some commentary about that train hit yesterday. If Ukraine hit a train full of Russian civilians, it would be all over world news this morning. But when Russia hits a train full of Ukrainian civilians, it's just another Wednesday. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a fair commentary. Remember, yesterday I told you about the Radio Free Europe correspondent who saved that little girl. Okay, this was the bedroom of the little girl that was the sole survivor of a family murdered by Russians last night in Kyiv. This is the building in which this happened, right? Yeah, this is the mom. Yeah, and the little girl, and they're at a birthday party, and that mom is no longer there to mother that child, and the father is no longer there to father the child. That's what Russia brings to Ukraine. Ukraine's Air Force said that Russia launched 105 attack drones last night. Air defenses shot down or suppressed 84 of them. Not a great ratio, but it was a small enough number that not a great ratio is still not going to be that terrible. Ukrainian forces continue to use low-cost APKWS rockets to down Russian Shahed attack drones. Seen here on board footage from a Brawler SAM system engaging multiple Russian drones earlier this week. So that's what it looks like. Again, nobody's being hurt here. This is just drones being knocked down by rockets. Occupiers have a new tactic. Shaheds are flowing at ultra low altitude. Russia has begun launching drones at heights of just tens of meters and controlling them manually. As a result, in recent days, the drones have appeared suddenly without any air raid warning. Okay, so the mystery is solved because we talked about this the other day. Drones showed up before any air raid alerts went off in Kyiv. Okay, so the reason for that could be this. Now, the Russians have innovated and tried different tactics periodically over time. Like they went ultra high, so it was hard to shoot them down and then dive bomb, or now they're trying ultra low. Russia's new Starlink drones, this is another innovation, are inflicting heavy losses among Ukraine's civilian life in the past week, now able to target moving vehicles like trains, trucks, all civilian life. Attack drones equipped with Starlink conducted strikes in Pavlograd, Pokrovsk Highway, 50 kilometers behind the front line. And they're hard to target because they're operating on Starlink rather than the existing towers within Ukraine. Okay, this is tragic. First frozen death case in Kyiv, 84-year-old Holocaust survivor. Her name is Yevgenia Bezfamilna. Parents died in Babin Yar. The child lived. The orphanage gave her the made-up family name, which means nameless, because she was an orphan. She survived to 84 and then died freezing to death in her apartment after the water pipes burst at night because of the freezing temperature. That's what the Russian mirror brings to Ukraine. On the battlefield, 830 Russians off the battlefield, 4 tanks, 7 armored fighting vehicles, 20 artillery systems, and 88 vehicles and fuel tanks. All these numbers are low. All of them. I think it's winter weather that's causing what's going on here, or the slowdown. Look at the cross direction. Only 22 attacks. That's extremely low. If you've been paying attention for some time here, you'd know that that's extremely low. 11 attacks in the Huliopol direction, which is the second area that they really, really, really want, and that's pretty low for them. Kupiansk direction, 2 enemy attacks, which is fascinating since they're supposed to have Kupiansk by February, and they've declared that they already have it when there's no possible chance that they have it. Russia is moving commanders and artillery into Mirnograd, and Ukrainian Marines are shifting to containment. So Ukraine still controls the city's north, while in the other parts of the city, there's already their artillery equipment, pilots, everything you want. The officer said serious accumulation is underway. We expect mechanized assaults from the enemy in the near future. Mirnograd is the sister city to Pokrovsk, and while that's alarming, remember we're in January, almost into February of 2026, when we were worried like that they were going to roll over them in October last year, and I was worried about it back in August the year before. Okay, yet another Russian Penguin broke away from the colony and is headed straight toward the mountains. So here you see the FPV drone getting right to him. I'm not going to show the next second because that's going to go very badly for him. But if you just like, this is the penguin suit that these guys are wearing, and it's not really working out so well for them, right? Yep. Okay. So far this month, this is Andrew Perpetua, who keeps tabs on, he watches videos and tabulates what vehicles or personnel are taken off the battlefield. So far this month, the second highest KIA total We have seen in video footage with 3 days remaining and the highest KIA per day we've ever had. So it will likely take the top spot. We're seeing 190.6 dead Russians per day, with a peak of 384 on January 19th, and the minimum actually happened to be yesterday with 106. Now that's only what he can see in video. So there's plenty still left on the table that he can't see in video. December and January are historically the highest KIA months for Russia, and we will probably see the KIA trend downward toward June. My guess is part of that's related to weather and not being able to move as rapidly as they need to, drones being out, but people being slow, like what we saw with the Penguin guy. 5th Assault Brigade destroyed MLRS in Zaporizhia region. That's, again, drones doing the work here. Now, the military has ordered 240,000 plus drones and other weapons through the Amazon for War. So they have this Brave One UA marketplace. And what happens is the drone operators, they get points every time they destroy a tank or take a human off the battlefield, or they find some other, like a MLRS or something. Every time they do that, they get a certain number of points per thing, and then they can buy more drones from this marketplace. 240,000 came through this because they gamified this to make it more efficient. More than half of these assets have already been delivered to the front line. Our goal is to expand the military's ability to defeat the enemy. So this is a very clever way of going about doing it. It sounds kind of weird, maybe even like wrong, but it's very efficient. Okay, anti-drone nets work. Seen here, Russian Zala attack drone caught in Ukrainian supply route near a net in the front line. And if you zoom in a little bit, you can see that this is, well, see the netting on here? Yeah, that's what's going on with the netting. Another image of the same kind of thing. Okay, last little bit. Trump must pressure Putin. I'll talk about this in my 3 big stories and what's going on or not going on, as the case may be. But that's right. Nothing changes diplomatically until that happens. Kirill Dmitriev, one of the negotiators or side negotiators, says Donbass withdrawal is the path to peace for Ukraine. No, it's not. Darth Putin replies, "We are a very peaceful invader. We are perfectly prepared for Ukraine to just give us land we are not able to conquer." Yeah, that's what they're asking for. All right, my friends, that's all that I have. Thank you for your time, the likes, the shares, and the subscribes. And thank you for being the kind of person who cares about Ukraine.